interesting. All right. I was debating of what to do. If you hear that squeakiness, it's the chair. And I was like, you know what I haven't done in a long time? And kind of what I've always wanted to do with World of Warcraft, but no one's ever really done in a very long time. I'm going to do a Let's Play. Just you, me, just going through the game. Hello there, voice in my head, Colonel. Hello there. Today, we are doing a Let's Play. Gonna go through, because a lot of you guys I've noticed don't play, like, the newest game, or even play the game at all. Like you, Colonel, you play on private server, and some people just don't have time to do it. I barely have enough time to do it, as you can tell. But I just thought it'd be fun to just level a character together. And sadly, I will already do a Tauren Paladin. And the reason why I picked a Tauren Paladin is because it's one of the original 4. And I know Paladins by heart. And I picked a Horde because I am for the Horde. Ain't no humans around here. It's just Christmas and work all the time. See? Christmas, work, work, and Christmas. That's all it really is. So let's go through, figure out what to do with a cow. How to design a good cow. And I kind of like that one. But yeah, I thought it'd be fun to do a Let's Play and just talk about the lore in the area. And maybe when we get to level 10, because I will go through the starting island, I'm gonna play this as if I'm new. And I can't really do that for obvious reasons. There's one with like jewelry on it, yeah. I think I might do that. Because I've played this game so much, it's hard for me to say like, hey, I've never played this game before. Watch a new player play this game. Can't do that. I don't like that. I might change this real quick. What? That's not even the necklace? Nose ring, paint pay, blah 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 blah, body paint. What is this? Flower? Headdress. There. Oh gosh. Thought I was stuck there for a moment there. Colonel, what's new? Short horn color. Let's find something kind of paladin-y. Kind of like that. Kind of for the Earth Mother. Is there a matching totem one? No, there is not. I think I'll do that. Eye color, gotta do white. Big fan of white. If you'll notice, like on my other tunes, I like having their hair white. I don't know why. Whoop, don't want that. Yeah. I might do none on that. Let's do another totem. No, I think I'll do a tusk. Too many totems. Gotta do the Kodo. I already have Kodo for the face. Where is... I guess I can't change that. Oh well. Good enough. And his name. I don't know. I originally was gonna do a Forsaken, and I was gonna name him Angalai as a joke because the human version died. But we could do something fresh. But it always has to be a pun. You know, it has to be that. And I bet Holy Cow was already taken. Because it's obvious. Do some moonlight. Oh, come on, that was pretty funny. Not just yet. Let's see here. Took. How about that? Took. And we're gonna do Exile's Reach. Because everybody that joins World of Warcraft now, let's say you want to like restart a subscription or something like that, it will force you straight into Exile's Reach. Sir Beef. Wait. That reminds me of Sir Beef. I bet that's taken, but maybe Sir Loin. Oh, come on. That was good. %. Lean. Lean light. Lean light. Like a percentage base. 80% lean. Lean light. That's so stupid. It's so stupid. You may call me Sir Loin. Once I get knighted. Anyway, we're gonna do Exile's Reach, because once you create a new character in World of Warcraft, it will send you straight to Exile's Reach before you can do your alts, like, main area now. Which is kind of weird, but I get it now. Blizzard is trying to find a way to really help new players in the game. I, for one, don't mind Exile's Reach. I just wish they gave you the opportunity right off the bat. Instead of saying you have to go to Exile's Reach, I wish they gave you the option. I wish it wasn't forced. So let's check this out. Ayo. Drink some coffee.
Find the lost expedition and see them safely to the Dragon Isles.
Did they change this? They definitely changed this. We're now going to the Dragon Isles? I started leveling in the Eastern Plague Lands. The character kind of wanted to see it for myself. Cool undead armor weapons. Heck yeah. I think Tearsful Glades is one of the best locations. This is new. We're not going to Exile's Reach anymore. They're forcing us to go to the Dragon Isles. Right? Or am I crazy? Caligos and Rathian should not be with us right now. Anyway, my boy Thrall. Hold on, Thrall. Oh, that's right. I can't go in and do action bars just yet. Thrall wants us to fight some dummies. I was planning on making a Forsaken, and I probably should have, but I didn't, because I didn't know what class to do, to be honest. Thrall's voice sounds weird. Yeah, because it's not Thrall. I should be with a different captain. Did they, like, AI generate Thrall's voice for this line? Did they not get Chris Metzen to do this? Yeah, I should be fighting, like, her. Or the captain. What is going on? Yeah, it's her. She's the one that usually takes you through the tutorial. I do like how on the Horde side you stand out on the ship, but on the Alliance side you run into like the ship's decking. And I think that's funny. Tell Dry Me Snuggles has returned and he can fly as Happy Gas in the World of Warcraft. Named him Mr. Snuggles. Oh, you got one of those baby gas in Minecraft. Dry isn't here right now. I'll leave a message after the beep. It says me Snuggles, Mr. Snuggles. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so we are on the Reach. But they have Thrall here with us now. That's weird. Not a fan of that. So is Anduin with you? Well, I know, because this is Dragon Isles. If this is Dragon Isles stuff, then Anduin should be in hiding. Who's with you on the Alliance side? Let's see here. What was I doing? This is what I was doing. Always go through auto loot and action bars. Oh, I feel much better. I've never really played a Torn before. I think I've had like 1 or 2 Torns. And I'm a toon hopper, so that's not that very many. That's not that very many. That's not many that vary. That vary may many. Many may vary. Many Englishes I can speak. Alright, let's heal some people. Alright. Judgment! Whoops, gotta talk to Thrall. This is so weird. I might cut off the tutorial, to be honest. I've ran this island so many times. Is it an interface? There it is. Tutorials. Close. Return. Hopefully that cut off the tutorial. Not much lately. Work in Minecraft the way it should be. Can't figure out how to build on the nether roof. I never played Bedrock Edition. I originally, when I first started playing Minecraft, I played Bedrock, and then I switched over to Java. And now I re-talk to her. That's so weird. Keeping up with my work on. You can't build on it? There's got to be a way. Or is it, do they hard cap it with a build limit? Now, if you guys want to see something interesting, there is over here this giant. No build limit. Huh. Try. I have no idea. Piston. Piston to bring up blocks. Oh no, wait, but you're glitching in through the sides. So if you talk to this guy, there's no special chest over here. I haven't really explored this island, and usually I do. But if you talk to this guy, he takes you all the way back to where you were. Jorarko. So if you ever find yourself on that side of the island, you have a quick way back. Congrats on getting married. Thank you. We are now married in game and in real life. And I would like to give another shout out to Saltbuff. He's another YouTuber. Originally called Not Your Friend, but he did a channel change. Look at if you find him, please subscribe to him. He's such a nice guy, amazing friend, very open to his community. Need to get this. There we go. Why do they have me do it 3 times? My human character dies. I don't know, probably. You gotta think about it in the way of the lore. So it's kind of funny when, I'm gonna be honest, those vows were literally on the spot. I'm gonna be honest. We made those up on the spot. And I was gonna do like a serious kind of talk about how we met each other, but she did when I saw you bleeding out on the battlefield, and I was like, oh, we're RPing now. Oh no, I can't RP that well. And I was just trying to think of stuff that would be real in the game. And we thought about it, about how old our characters were, like a long time ago. Because we both like making backstories for characters. And for her, Dry is as old as like Illidan, kind of near the Nightborn era of the elves. And she made her way over to become a night elf. So she's around like 2,000 plus years old already. And we found out that, you know, humans live a long age in this game, but we made him, you know, not too old. So I think he's around like 70, I think we agreed on. So Angelai, the character, he's like 70. And during the vows, I jokingly said that you'll outlive me because it's kind of true in the fact that she's a night elf and they're basically immortal. Well, they live a lot longer than humans. So I thought I would play off of that. It's kind of goofy. Guess I'll have to make another character for her to marry when he dies. Alright, I'm gonna kill this guy. New sacrifice. I was also trying to... I remember when I first played World of Warcraft, and I thought... I didn't know any of the lore or the history or anything like that. So I thought everybody that lived on Azeroth, the planet itself, came from Azeroth herself. And then I learned, like, the orcs originally came from Draenor, and then all those other races are from other planets and demons and blah blah blah. I always assumed that elves had a way to make human mates if they like a human, to make them immortal. I wonder if that's in the story somewhere.
That's why I always bet on the Horde. Let's scram!
I wonder if that's possible. Torellian is dating an elf, and they have a kid. But then again, he went through, like, a cosmic portal system and kind of became immortal. Because he's, like... It says in the story that Torellian has fought millions of years. Or, like, not millions, but, like, thousands of years. He's been at war for thousands of years throughout the cosmic universe. And so, for us, Torellian has only been gone for insert amount of years here. But in the story, what am I looking for? What did he want me to do? Where's the helicopter? He's actually been alive for a lot longer. That was 20. That was 30. 20. Okay. Cool. What'd you want me to do? Thrall, I think you're breaking the system. Where's the helicopter? Whoops. What? Oh, I didn't kill enough coil bore. Go take a bath and void radiation. Or maybe take a swim. I don't think that's how it works. Oh, what was I... Oh, ogres. On this island, there's ogres. There's like an ogre castle. And it makes me think where these ogres came from. Because we're on a random island. They kind of do eventually show you. Oh, I can't click out. This island is near the Dragon Isles. It is shown on the map. Partially. And so these ogres came across the dark portal and then created this stronghold here, which is very unheard of. And the leader must have been part of the whatchamacallit clan. The Twilight Hammer clan. So they must be a version of the Twilight Cultists, but they split off.
Why is the recruit up there if you already have a camera?
I need a backup plan in case your recruit gets dropped like a rock. This thing still on? Hey, pal! You accepted all liability by agreeing to this.
I see some.
Are you doing a stream next week? What is next week? Isn't next week Christmas? Yeah, I probably won't stream next week. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, then I probably won't. I'll I'll be away with family. Maybe. That's the problem with me. And I really feel bad about Dry and the fact that I'm really bad with planning and remembering stuff. Maybe it has to deal with my years of playing World of Warcraft. I don't know, but probably. I swear, they AI generated Thrall's voice lines. That's not Chris Metzen.
Ready to make some gold? Well, I promised a giant boar. Now we just gotta deliver.
No Christmas stream? We also are working on the next episode. And we're debating on doing
Who needs a giant boar when try it again?
a Christmas thing, like a Christmas special episode. Woohoo, consecration.
When you blow up those zombies, remember that my proprietary invention made it happen.
It was funny for what if Santa fixed the lore? Hello there, another voice in my head. I'm back. What if Santa fix the WoW lore? I don't think Santa can fix. I think they are trying to change it. I've noticed that there's some like rewriting throughout Shadowlands. What'd you miss? Doing a let's play. Picking one of the original characters and going through the starter island because this is what people would be introduced to when they very first play the game. And trying to see in the perspective of a new character what they would see. But yeah, I don't think Santa can fix the lore. You made it torn for the Alliance. No, not for the Alliance. It's for the Horde. Look at this. They have Thrall and Rathian here now. And then they also have Caligos here. I'm always a big fan of maces.
Caligos is here somewhere, captured in his dragon form. These idiotic ogres are trying to start a ritual to gain control of him and his magic.
Santa equals the jailer.
There it is. Caligos and his power will be theirs if these rituals finish.
We will not leave Caligos to this grim fate. These ogres will face the fury of the Horde. Loparodar!
Oh gosh, his voice is 100% AI generated. I hate it. I hate it.
Install the ritual, but don't keep me waiting. I would hate to get captured again.
They changed this all. It's weird. I should be with like Captain What's Her Face Garrick. I didn't realize they changed the island. The jailer tried to change. They're trying to change the lore. The jailer's breaking through. We must stop him at all costs.
I don't know much about life, but when a spirit calls, you answer.
I wonder if they changed anything else about the island.
I wonder if this
Very strange. Wait, do I have to? I do. It's a good thing I didn't go down.
A dark pit and darker magic. I think we found the ritual. Never a dull moment with them. You're the only hope those survivors have left. No pressure.
Make sure you be stopping that ritual.
Sorry, the Forsaken's voice reminds me of a character that we made, and I wonder if we'll ever show. I'm sure we'll show. Look out for Maleficent. She's an interesting Forsaken. If you like Franny and Dirk, you'll like John and Maleficent. I'm just gonna say that now. Think I might write Arthas a Christmas card or something. Like a have a wonderful life. Let's all write Arthas a Christmas card. A Wonderful Life of Arthas. Great movie. Haven't seen it yet this year, but that's like a go-to Christmas movie for me. I don't know if Dry's ever seen it though. No, like the story. It's a Wonderful Life, but with Arthas. Yes. It always makes me cry. Nah, that's alright.
A rescue party. Earth Mother, guide their path.
See? This right here. So, when... Be quiet. When the orcs and ogres came over through the dark portal, a split off of the Twilight cultists must have came north instead of going south, because Gul'dan took them to the Tomb of Sargeras, and then they went over to Kalimdor. So that a split off must have happened where a team went up north and founded this island and created this kind of sanctuary. But all these skulls look like orc skulls. So all the ogres killed the orcs and threw them in this pit. And now the ogres rule over this island. Boom, figured out the story. Haven't put any of my Christmas stuff up. We got a couple of things. Oh, hello there. I'm piecing this island together bit by bit. Maybe I can go further and say that the bear killed all the orcs. I'll just say that. Did any of the Twilight cultists join the Scourge? The Cult of the Damned. Not that I know of. From what I remember, the Twilight cultists kept themselves separate, because all they cared about was the Hour of Twilight, and the Scourge were not a part of the Hour of Twilight, even though there was probably some that believed that the Scourge were a part of the Hour of Twilight. It was so funny listening about the Hour of Twilight, because none of the cultists knew what the Hour of Twilight was, so they kept saying everything is that part of the Hour of Twilight. Like during the Cataclysm, they said this is the Hour of Twilight, and Natharian said it himself when Deathwing came out. But then we defeated him, and N'Zoth claimed that the coming of Nyalotha was the Hour of Twilight. So I love how the Hour of Twilight isn't an actual event. It's just, do you believe this is the Hour of Twilight? It's like a religion. It's like a horrible preacher saying, this is the resurrection. Don't worry, it'll happen this time. This time it's real. This is the rapture. Don't worry, this is the rapture. Wasn't the Twilight Cultist party made of Ner'zhul's old clan? Yes. It was the original old clan, which I can't remember the name of it. It was his old clan plus a mix of other warlocks from other clans to form together to become the Twilight Cultists. Because it was Ner'zhul's and Gul'dan was leading it, and they led themselves to the Tomb of Sargeras, where a lot of them died and Gul'dan died. I think they added a purple orb to him. Originally, he was just standing still. New lore. So he just said the ogres bounded him. So the orcs' skulls down there, they didn't bind this guy. Kind of strange though. Should have named your cow Holy Cow. I did try Holy Cow. And then we tried Sirloin. And then we tried something else. So I did lean, as in like 85% lean beef. I tried doing the pun. Everything was taken, unless if I add extra like characters to it. Holy cow. Colonel can vouch for me, we tried.
They seem to have captured a forsaken prison for the ritual. Stay ready. Maintain your balance. Take care of yourself.
Be vigilant. I'll cut a path straight through these armies. Help you.
This must be weird as a new player. Like, I gotta keep bringing my mindset back to that. Like, playing this as a new player. Which was funny because during the wedding, there were some people that wanted to be there. So they had to quickly create a new player to come join us. And so we had to rush a couple of people through this island to be able to make it to the wedding. Oh, what's interesting about this chest, when you open it, there's azurite inside of it, but they turned it the other way, so it makes you think that you're just opening up a random chest. Because they shouldn't know what azurite is. Screech. Weird, none of them try to join the cult of the damned, learning about Ner'zhul. There was no real presence of the cult of the damned in Kalimdor I feel, besides Dire Maul probably. And the Twilight cultists mainly went to Kalimdor instead of the Eastern Kingdoms, I've noticed. So I just think that they didn't know about each other. That's what I think. I could be wrong. I just don't think they knew about each other.
Interested in some a shame I must break such a fascinating spell. Keep the harpies away from me.
I love Forsakens. They're so weird. Not true. They did know about each other. Then I have no idea. NPC. I hate autocorrect. Autocorrect is the bane of all of us. Who would win in a fight? Arthas at his full power or Thrall at his full power? So Arthas at his full power was probably in Cataclysm, when he learned about friendship is magic. And then Arthas at his full power would be us when we first went up against him in the very beginning of Wrath of the Lich King. And I gotta give it to Arthas, because they both showed feats of strength, but Arthas was able to just do so much more by himself. But even, like, you could say Arthas, or that Thrall killed, or like shot down Deathwing. You could say that. But then again, he had help with the aspects and with the golden dinner plate, aka the demon soul or dragon soul, whichever one you want to use. The entire time Thrall did amazing feats of strength, he always had help with other people. And another strong and powerful thing that they show Thrall doing was when he killed Garrosh. I think that's like one, or maybe even the second biggest feat of strength they ever show him do, right next to using the golden dinner plate to shoot down Deathwing. And sorry, I'm organizing my stuff. It just doesn't feel like it was enough to really go up against Arthas when he was at his strongest, because we had to go down and destroy his heart. We had to blight bomb him at the main gate. We had to go around and defeat some of his connections with the Scourge, or all across, I can't look at the map, across all of Northrend. There was multiple things that we had to do to weaken Arthas throughout the entire expansion of Wrath of the Lich King to make it for us to be able to go in and stop him. Sadly, I think I'll have to give it to Arthas being the strongest. Lich King, not Pally, wasn't very connected to the light. Lich King or Light Arthas? I'm definitely gonna have to give it to Lich King. because I agree with you. He wasn't connected with the light that much. He, in his ceremony to become a paladin, he almost lost connection with the light. He was never a good paladin. Was he strong? Yes. He did many things as a paladin, but he was not that good. He's not that good of a paladin.
Subject. Such a rare find.
Good. Now act like an ogre. Get us inside.
What I'm hearing is Thrall uses cheat codes. Thrall does use a lot of cheat codes. I like how they say he cheated at his Makara because he used the elements to kill Garrosh. But I would say he's a shaman. He's allowed to use whatever he wants to use. I have to do /wave. There we go.
We'll seal them with the wardstones like we did their leader. It is time to complete the ritual atop the...
Warlord Thunderwalker.
We have to destroy those seals now!
Thunderwalker.
The Horde. Leave no one behind. Strength and honor.
With each other at their full potential. That's just another thing. It's just full potential. But if you said like Rathian, or not Rathian, if you said like Varian versus Thrall in a fight, now that's difficult. It is the art. The Arthur's book, the light could seem. Blah 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 blah. I can't read out loud because I'm horrible at reading stuff out loud. Retrained with Bronzebeard. Said he isn't a good fighter. I think he trained with Magni before he went into his crystal form. To be honest, I can't remember. But I do find that funny. He's not that very good of a fighter. Varian would wipe the floor with Thrall. And you know what? I'm a Horde player. I love the Horde. I love Thrall. I love Thrall's story. But to be honest, Varian would beat Thrall. There's been multiple times where Garrosh and Thrall were fighting. And there's been multiple times where Varian and Garrosh were fighting. And Garrosh and Thrall were always a stalemate, or something would come in and ruin the fight. And it would always be very close, neck and neck. And to be honest, when it comes to hand-to-hand combat, Thrall is not the best. Thrall is not the best at hand-to-hand combat. It's like some Shadowlands BS trying to poop on Thrall. I agree. Only reason that I say that is because Garrosh was generally afraid of losing to Varian. But if you had Thrall and Garrosh up against each other, and you told Garrosh, you know, he'll lose the Horde, but then again, he got hot-headed. Maybe Thrall would win. Now, of course, they did have their Makara, and Thrall won against Garrosh. But we're thinking of Varian versus Thrall. And Varian is a lot more... What am I forgetting over here? Oh, there's another stone. Varian is a lot more calm-headed than Garrosh, which is hard for me to say, but is true. Thrall was just more diplomatic. and not one to go to the blade, or hammer in his case. At least that's what I feel. Now, of course, there's like other things that you can bring up and say, but because of this reason, he could do it. But Thrall has never really shown any great feats of strength. He's always had allies on his side to help him through stuff. If Arthas was a poopy fighter, how the heck did he kill 5 paladins, one of which was Uther, in a single mission? But that was back when he wasn't in a paladin state. That was back when he was being corrupted. And he had the power of Frostmourne on his side. And Uther was probably in a blind judgment. At the time, Uther was still seeing... It's kind of like Tai Lung and Master Shifu when they were fighting and Master Shifu saw Tai Lung as a baby. He didn't want to hurt the little baby boy. I don't think Frostmourne automatically makes you a good fighter, but it's got to give you something. I always saw Uther as a great paladin, but maybe Uther's just the same way as Thrall, where they can fight. They can easily win a lot of fights, but they're more for words than for fighting. He puts up a big fight. Pebbles. Bubbles. I just think... Now, granted, this is because of all storytelling. Maybe he just gained more power from the void. Because at that time, Arthas did have the power of the paladin inside him. Now, let's think about it this way. Arthas went through the paladin ceremony. He had the light imbued inside of him. So he has the power of light inside of him. But as Arthas went around to do the stuff that he did, he started doing darker and darker stuff. So that light inside of him switched over to void. And the void power that he was getting slowly over, like, you know, the burning and killing of people, it caused the void side to grow stronger and stronger. So he was no longer a holy paladin, he was a void paladin. And that's how he gained so much strength. And then equipping Frostmourne just sped up that process. Because if you look at it as a priest, you go into your shadow form, and if a Naru that's made out of light gets too much void energy imbued inside of it, it turns into its dark form. We've seen it throughout all of World of Warcraft, where if you pump so much void into something that is light, it'll switch, and vice versa. If something has a bunch of void in it, and then you pump a bunch of light inside of it, it will turn into a holy relic. And that's what leads us to the next expansion. Prophet Valen pumped in a lot of light magic into the Sunwell, making it easier for Xal'atath to take over the Sunwell by just pumping it full of void magic. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. It was Myrddin. It was Myrddin. Sounds like something out of Shadowlands. Everything sounds like it's out of Shadowlands. Wow, Blizzard doesn't know how to write anymore. Dang, you blibbered.
Let's move. I'll keep the ogres focused on me while you strike them down.
Did not mean to use that. I think I'm going to move that in. A lot of talk about pumping. Yes, you pump your fist in the air. We are here to talk about pumping.
Slain almost all of them. Keep fighting.
Who's the next versus? Let's get a good one out here. I think he started out bad, but the Murden helped him out. Oh, that's why he was into training. Varian also helped train Arthas. I would not trust Paladin Arthas to be on my side. Because if it was up to like Uther or Arthas, I would be like, oh, thank goodness Uther is here. That's all I need. Real quick question, who would win, the Lich King or the Jailer? Who would win, the Jailer or Arthas? Like, you... That's difficult. Because it's... You have to say the Jailer. Because of course you do. And the reason why I say that is because when talking with the Jailer and talking to the other whatever people they're called, like the Sire Denathrius and the Archon and all of them, they say that the Titans are a joke. Titans are nothing in this universe. And when you say that, you know, the Titans are one of the strongest beings in the universe that we know of. Angle, I can't read. No, I cannot read. Angle, I definitely cannot read. You know when Sylvanas went up and whipped the Swimp King and destroyed the crown? Yeah, but that was Bolfar. But you gotta remember it from this standpoint, is that when we had to deal with Arthas, we had to go around questing throughout Northrend to weaken Arthas. We had to destroy his heart. We had to plague him. He got shot by Sylvanas's arrow. We got to stop out his, like, supply chain of scourges and whatnot. We had to do all this stuff. Naxxramas, we had to weaken him bit by bit before we could do the final battle. That's how we defeated him. That's the only way we could have defeated Arthas. And when it comes to the Jailer is seen as someone that is supposedly stronger than Titans. And Titans are one of the strongest beings in the universe until Shadowlands came out and changed all that. I think I added too much coffee powder to my coffee, and now it tastes horrible. Time to kill Caligos.
He's completing the ritual. Do we stop him?
This is all new. Oh, don't kill me. Oh gosh, Callie, don't do this to me, brother. Basically, Lich King Arthas versus Empowered Sylvanas. I would still give it to Jailer. As much as I hate the guy. Where's my loot?
This world is full of wonder. Fly true.
Stay sharp. Dangerous.
So when Sylvanas went up to destroy the helm instead of Bolfar, if it was Arthas, who wins? So let's say... So Wrath of the Lich King still happens, or Wrath of the Lich King hasn't happened. And then she has to get the helmet from Arthas. I would say Arthas would win against Sylvanas. Because he did before. There was like a whole entire like dungeon thing taken out of it. Take all the lore stuff out. Then Arthas would win. Sylvanas would lose. Arthas had control. Well, I shouldn't say control. He had the connection with the Scourge and power for the longest amount versus Bolfar, who only had connection for what, 2 years of game time? But Arthas was is the first one to have connection and then learned how to use it and like know how to do it properly. Let's say a time portal takes Arthas to Wrath and pulls him in the place of Bolfar in Shadowlands. I would still say Arthas would kill Sylvanas.
How can I help? Come back soon.
Oh, because the Jailer pumped up Sylvanas, making her stronger. Now that makes more sense. Now it gets harder. Because the Jailer made her so strong.
I did not expect to see you again so soon, my friend. After you'd answered the call of
You know, I might actually give it to Sylvanas now.
Has happened, Khadgar. Something terrible.
Jailer empowered Sylvanas. Okay. That's difficult.
Rathian, young as he is, bravely or perhaps foolishly tried to stop it.
I might say Sylvanas won then.
It was too late. The Tempest
It would be a lot harder battle.
unleashed.
But I would say Sylvanas would win. It is funny if you think about it. And I would say that she won because the Ruin Carver created the Lich King. The Ruin Carver knows the Lich King and his power level. So when the Jailer goes to the Ruin Carver and says, hey, I need to make someone stronger than the guy you created, what do I need to do? So if the Jailer gives Sylvanas the power that she needs, then definitely. Just because the jailer has the upper hand on knowing the power level of each character. The jailer knows how much that he has to give to her to be able to take out Arthas. And she definitely has the blood feud for it, because she wants to kill Arthas. She would have taken the crown and then would have killed him. she straight up would have just killed him.
Time, it seems, has not quelled their fury.
He did summon a butt ton of undead. It shows it in the shot right when she walks up to the throne. There's a bunch of undead standing in front of, or like in between the two. So we did try that tactic. It's pretty funny that they didn't show it though. Pretty sure that was on everyone's mind.
Our queen is determined, Khadgar.
I was gonna say that Arthas was the Frostmourne all Bulfar.
Without help, we may never get the chance to see
Even with
secure.
Frostmourne, he would lose. Because he's meant to lose. Or like he will lose because of the Ruin Carver.
Then it seems the mortal races too must answer the call
Drink your coffee today.
and face the storms ahead.
Do they ever say where he gets his hammer from? I like how he just shows up with a new weapon. Granted, I like it. But where the heck did he get it from? Wow, they just take you straight to the Dragon Isles. That is hilarious. I'm gonna do Rhett. Do 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 do. All right, I feel much better. Before going forward, I want to go back to Ogremar. They didn't give me a Hearthstone or nothing. But that's all right. I just need to go back to Ogremar. Honestly, there's an argument for empowered Sylvanas, but she was also going against a much weaker Lich King. Someone like Arthas. But let's say you're right. Let's say that it is Arthas. You're missing the point that in the old lore, the Burning Legion created Frostmourne and the helmet. That's how they taught it. That's how it was like written down, because Ner'zhul was taken by the Burning Legion and was imbued inside the sword and helmet and all that stuff. And that's how it was. But Shadowlands now happened, and Shadowlands states that it was created by the Ruin Carver, and it was created by the Jailer. The Jailer created by the Dreadlords, yes. The Burning Legion, they were a part of it. Well, now not anymore, but they were originally a part of it. But then it was retconned, and the retcon now states that the Jailer created the Lich King. So the Jailer knows how strong the Lich King is. And then the Jailer, while empowering Sylvanas to take out his own creation, would know how much power to give her so that she would win the fight. He created a creation to kill his creation. That is kind of funny how the new tutorial shoves you straight into Dragonflight. If you make a new character, you won't know what the major city is. Let's say I didn't know anything. They threw me on this island. I have no idea what a hometown is. I have no idea about Orgrimmar. I know nothing. All I know is the Dragon Isles. That beginning island, which is somewhere around here, they show. And the Dragon Isles. Do you know how weird that is? That's messed up. I mean, you can create something that doesn't mean you know you can create its match power. England myth and Tyrannus' crown. You know where Tyrannus... Where's King Tyrannus' crown at? Tell me. Where's the crown? Where's the crown? Where's the crown? Where's the crown? It's in Stormwind behind the lighthouse. No way. Why is it behind the lighthouse? Are you yanking my chain? Hold up, let's play on pause. Let's play going on hard pause right now. Why is it behind the lighthouse? Did someone find it? Apparently an SI7 got it and buried it there. What? How? Why? Is this a new quest? So no one ever destroy it or wear it? I gotta see this. Hold on. I'm not me. Oh, it costs too much gold. Get my transmog today. This character is transmog so much for the wedding. So it's around here somewhere. Is it a part of a new quest? There's a grave. There's a grave here. I never knew there was a grave here. That's it? This is where the crown is. That's so weird. I wish I could dig it up. I wish I could cause vandalism in this video game. Blizzard let me wear it. Are you just yanking my chain and I found a random headstone by the lighthouse and you're like, yep, that's it. Just feeding into it. Maybe it is a part of a new quest. Hold on. I can't spell tyrannus. Oh my gosh. The crown was secretly whisked away and buried at the lighthouse outside Stormwind Harbor. And it does show this tombstone. Wait, this has always been in the lore? His body even may lay here? It was dug up by Flynn Fairwind and Matthias Shaw, but then they reburied it at this location after finding the crown to make sure that it was correct. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. It was in Exploring Azeroth, the newest book. Eastern Kingdoms. Gul'dan versus Garrosh. Which Gul'dan? Alternate universe Gul'dan or our Gul'dan before he went into the Tomb of Sargeras? It is true. That's the crown. there it is. Either one. Aren't they both the same? Kind of. I would say... Yeah, I mean, kind of. One just has more experience than the other. True. Legion Gul'dan. I think he's more powerful than the other Gul'dan. The first Gul'dan, everything was handed to him. He was like, drink this blood, and the orc said yes, and then he was like, let's go invade this area, and he said they said yes, and he's like, let's go do this, and they said yes. That Gul'dan, everything was handed to him. He's the trust fund baby of Gul'dans. But Legion Gul'dan, he had to like work extra hard and siphoned off more magic. Okay, so Gul'dan versus Garrosh. Garrosh. Let's see. Garrosh is very hot-headed. It must be hard. Where did he go? Gosh, I have so many tunes. Lean Light, there he is. I might say Gul'dan. Because... Still in his wedding suit. Yes, he is. It's not even like the official wedding suit. It's like the first version I made. I have to actually apply the pieces. But yeah, it's like half of the wedding suit. And I can't transmog out of it. I need 1,000 gold to get back to original Angle Eye. All right. Wow, Winter's Veil. Would Dry lend me money? Dry would lend me every gold coin that she has, but I say no. And it's easy to make gold in this game, so I wouldn't worry about it. Yeah, I just can't afford the transmog right now. Anyway, let's look at Orgrimmar from the perspective of I'm a new player. So the old tutorial would have you come in. Hey, is that Blingatron? No. The old tutorial would have you come in. You go on a ride with a goblin. He takes you to the inn in the very back and gets you set up with a Hearthstone, and then takes you all the way to Chromie. But I always liked my Hearthstone set over to here. I'll worry about professions later. Not gonna worry too much about that. I do need a sell though. I'm gonna cheat. Because I'm too lazy to go into the blacksmiths. Perfect. This is some weird new music. Oh, it's because of the Winter's Veil. I was like, why? This music does not sound Orgrimmar. They're getting rid of money for transmog. Oh, thank gosh. It's about time. I'd really like to try time walking. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure you want to skip the remaining trade. Yes. Ner'zhul versus Gul'dan. Ner'zhul versus Gul'dan. Warlords of Draenor, Ner'zhul versus Gul'dan. I might say Gul'dan on that one. The entire time Gul'dan was kind of the up in front, and they really shoved Ner'zhul at the back, especially when it came to Warlords of Draenor. They really didn't want to talk about Ner'zhul. Speak to Chromie and Orgrimmar. Chromie! Select a timeline. In this Let's Play, where should I play? I imagine you guys played all the way up through Wrath of the Lich King. So there's Cataclysm, Miss Pandaria, Warlords of Draenor, Legion, Battle for Azeroth, Shadowlands, or Dragonflight. Let's get a poll going. And I say that jokingly because I'm not going to do a poll. I think Dragonflight would give me the most stuff. Legion is doing the most time walking. Everybody hates Draenor. Everybody really hates Shadowlands. Battle for Azeroth is pretty generic. Miss Pandaria is Miss Pandaria. And Cataclysm is weird. I think to write out my alternate WoD ending, Ner'zhul discovers necromancy magic and reveals himself as a lich. That'd be cool. You want me to do Burning Crusade? Madeline, what do you think? I'll go get some professions while I wait. A Tauren Paladin. What do I want to do? Alchemy? Paper, enchanting. Maybe enchanting. I wasn't listening. What's up? Oh, which expansion should I go into?
Blood and thunder. Farewell.
Burning Crusade. All right, let's do it.
You look quite prepared. It's like meeting again for the first time.
Burning Legion. You know, it's been a while since I've done Burning Legion content. He discovers necromancy magic and reveals himself after you kill his clan. Rejected, but once again rejected guild. That sounds fun. Ugh.
Strength and honor.
He can't take me. What? I thought that was the guy that took me. There he is. For the Horde. I should probably go inside. I can't. What? That's goofy. Reminds me of the first time I came here. I don't like how he now teleports you directly through. Looks like Alliance has full control. Not a fan of that.
What can I do for you? Be safe. May your blade never dull. Ogra, farewell.
Oh no. The OBS. Am I back? I think I cut out there for a moment. Gul'dan comes up and is like, hey, you wanna drink? You never left. OBS said I crashed. Declares himself as the Lich Chief. Forms an undying horde. Now that'd be really cool. See now, what he should have done is he should have came here and walked along this lovely road that looks like it's made out of stone, but it's actually made out of probably more than 1,000 corpses of Draenei, and created an ultimate, Draenei army. Now that would have been cool to see. And he can still do it. I believe in him. Yeah, OBS said I crashed for a moment there. Wow, it feels weird playing Burning Legion. It's been forever since I've been to Outlands. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. This is what I miss. This is it. This is what I genuinely miss about old World of Warcraft. You are just a recruit. That's it. That is you. You are a recruit. You were kind of below a recruit because these guys had like better armor than you. But this is what I genuinely miss about World of Warcraft. Especially during, what was it, BFA, where you are the champion. You're the champion. But even in Wrath of the Lich King, you were still just a recruit. You were just more well known that when you went in line to sign up to go fight the battle in Northrend, they were like, hey, wait, you were the guy that did all that crazy stuff in Outland. Let's throw you to the front of the line. AKA you just walking up to the quest giver while there was a line there. But I love that. This makes way more sense. I miss this stuff. And you have to fight Ner'zhul. And then now undying horde, alive enemies, which were killed and revived in versions of themselves. See, now that would be cool. Just an entire undead army. Instead of, there's the Horde, the Iron Horde, and now an undead Horde. That would be really cool to see. Ner'zhul because the entire time, Gul'dan was backed up by Sargeras. Sargeras was giving Gul'dan power. But now, someone waved at me. Who waved at me? Who's even here? What? They're not even from the same era. Anyway, but yeah. Gul'dan was getting fed power from Sylvanas, but Ner'zhul was getting power from Gul'dan. Well, I have to leave. I have some errands to run. Talk to you guys later. Bye. All right, I'm still staying around. I was just saying what one of the voices in my head was saying. I want to show you guys something amazing. And I might have to top it off there. Over here. Where is it? There it is. Oh, it's so beautiful. Okay. So as you guys know, I've talked about it before. I went to college for video game design. And this right here is beautiful. I love it. If you don't know what's going on, so we're surrounded by 3D models. That's all this stuff. And what's crazy is that every 3D model has to get... What the F am I looking at? Exactly. So on this totem, so this is a whole 3D model. And what's crazy about 3D models is you don't really paint on them. Oh gosh, look at that one. When you're 3D modeling and you get to the color and texture, you don't color and texture straight onto the 3D model. You color and texture right on a flat surface. So you have to create a 3D model, and you have to create it into a 2D model. 3D to 2D. Now, how do you do that? They teach you how to unravel, they call it UVs. You have to unravel your UV wrap. And they did it, otherwise it wouldn't look like this. And the best way that my teacher explained it, and I tell this to everyone else that's trying to figure it out. You know when you get a chocolate bunny for Easter, and it has that tinfoil wrap on it, and it looks like a bunny? Well, you unravel that aluminum foil, you lay it flat, paint whatever you want on it, and then rewrap it around the bunny. You know, that's the best way to describe UVs. And this totem pole, everything was unraveled, everything was placed correctly, kind of, but there is this one right here, and you can see all these weird jagged edges, and like this is a texture, this is a texture, this is a texture that's kind of like a triangle, and it shows that these pieces are not 4 points like an original 3D model. Everything's triangulated, and it helps it look better. Yeah, I was modeling textures and messed up with importing models from StarCraft 2. Exactly. So the problem with this one right here is they didn't flatten this one out. The whole UV sheet is like a square that you get to work with. And this right here is not connected to this or the surrounding ones. This is basically taking up almost all of the entire UV sheet. And then it was made this way. It's beautiful. I love it. It is the most dirtiest thing ever. It hurts my eyes to look at it, and I love it. Deosa might come in and be like, actually, and they're right. They're smarter than me. But like, it's basically true what's going on here that I said. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. I love how horrible it is. Outland sucks. Let's get that quest, wherever that quest is. Can I fly here? I can. That reminds me. I remember a long time ago when you had to get your flying You had to pay for flying. And everybody watching this video, probably even in the future, will understand this too, is, you know, you had to pay for your mount and mount speeds, and then you have to pay for flying. And I remember we got flying over here. Can't remember exactly where. It might have been up there. But I remember once you finally got flying, the first place that we flew was this tower right here. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. So, with the slowest flight speed known to mankind, just slowly moving over and then angling up, but then again, you didn't angle up because this is dragon flying. Sitting up here was the coolest thing ever. I thought it was amazing. It was my brother that got it. And it was like 1,000 gold to be able to fly. And I remember that being the coolest thing ever. This hill right here will always be in my memory. And I just remember how dead slow flying is. Flying used to be so tedious. It was horrible. Alright, let's go get that one quest. It's over here. Outland sucks.
Hey, how you doing?
Perfect. I never explained to you where my name and portrait comes from. Where does it come from? Colonel Arnold. I just always assumed your name was Arnold.
Sug sug. Down. For the Horde. Go forth to victory.
No. Well, what is it? It looks like... So it's clearly StarCraft. For those of you that don't know, I'm looking at like a human with big shoulder pads for his clip art. It looks like it's straight out of StarCraft. It's the character from an old RTS called Supreme Commander. Well, that's even cooler. I've never heard of Supreme Commander. So even I was wrong. It's not even... It's not even StarCraft. It's a completely different game. So many memories. I remember you couldn't zoom out this far. You had to be like this close in. A world where humanity has colonized the galaxy using quantum gateways. Hold on, I'm being attacked. Oh, it's a worm. And quantum rifts and quantum realms. Sounds crazy. I miss the old days when you just had to fight demons. And I think that's why people like Legion so much. Legion just brought back the whole, I'm just here to kill demons. I'm here to stop Sargeras. I miss that. I miss Sargeras. Sargeras was just so simple. He's bad guy, you're bad guy. I kill bad guy. It's nice. And wars were fought using giant piloted mech suits that can be build factories and robots and stuff. That sounds fun. And it was an RTS. I've never gotten into RTSs. And I don't know why. Yeah, I think I'm done here. I sadly must go. One last versus. Next week I stream, I'll probably just hop on this character and just keep doing a let's play, because that just sounds really fun. Going through old World of Warcraft. Are you doing one? I don't know about next week. But, oop, I got stunned. Definitely later. Oh, gosh. Gonna get away from that. Because next week is Christmas. So, probably the week after. Depends on what happens. I'll probably just call this nostalgia leveling. Because it definitely feels like it. If you miss old World of Warcraft, come join me as I nostalgia level. Did you see the thing I posted about the nether roof? Yes, I did. I don't know how you can place stuff up there in Bedrock, because again, I just do Java. I'm sure you can find ways to place items up there. There's got to be a way. If you can find the way to delete the netherrack, you might be able to use just pistons and get stuff up. But I imagine that you didn't do that. I imagine you didn't delete the bedrock. I think you just clipped your way through like a gap or a very close corridor. But remember, if you do get items up there, is it true that's what your mine looks like? Yes, it is a very flat open void. Once you do get items up on the nether roof, you got to be careful, because spawns or gas and zombie pigmen, they will take over that area fast. So got to be very careful with that kind of stuff. And don't forget to sleep in a bed. Always sleep in a bed. Alright, I think I'm gonna kick it. I got a lot of plans to do today. I know, right? I know. But nostalgia leveling will come back. Join me next time. And you know what? I have an idea. I have all this weird armor on me. But later on, I don't think I'll transmog. I think I'll just keep the armor that they give me. That way, it'll just really feel like original World of Warcraft. That just sounds fun. See ya.